Hey guys, I wanted to come on here and do a tarot reading because it's been a while and I want to see what messages I can get for the collective here. I'm reading oracle cards a lot because it's more on the spiritual essence of things, but with the tarot we can get some more specific ones, right? So let's go ahead and see what comes out. I'm just using a regular Rider-Waite deck. What are the messages? What are the messages for the collective? One more. Ooh, card came out. Four of Swords reversed. So when the Four of Swords is upright, it talks about healing, talks about feeling overloaded with stress, anxiety. When it's reversed, this talks about a renewed sense of activity, like you're starting to come out of this hermit stage and you feel more awakened, a desire to rejoin the world. So coming out of isolation. Okay. What other messages? What is this about? What's coming up? Let's look at that. What's coming up after this period of isolation? Wow, Empress flipped over. So, abundance. What's coming up after this period of isolation is not having to chase things, not having to feel scarcity, but feeling very comfortable within yourself and confident in things coming to you more easily. Feeling very empowered and recognizing your divinity, your soul's divinity. And threes talk about there's this unity within yourself. And it talks about being very fertile with creative energy, emulating a natural magnetism. Some of you could become mothers. Or perhaps you are a mother. Perhaps you're already a mother and you are stepping into your more divine feminine parts of yourself. And this is coming after feeling defeated. This is happening, and this is a backstory of why some of you were in isolation. What caused that was an ending of a very painful cycle. There was a lot of bitterness in a situation in the past. There was a phase of a lot of hurt, resentment, shame, guilt, a period of time where you did not feel like yourself. You felt as though maybe you were taken over by energies that brought the worst out in you. And so after the 10th sword was dealt, you ended it and you went into this, right? You went into that. You were overloaded by stress, and this could be from stress of work, everyday life, maybe even a toxic relationship. Maybe it could be that, because what's coming after the period of isolation is abundance and not feeling like you are in this scarcity mindset anymore, where you were struggling with battles inside and out. This could even be tied to things that were happening long ago, and it was a cycle that hadn't fully closed out. And Neptune is direct now in Pisces, but it's at the 29th degree. So it's at the very end, the most potent aneretic degree of Pisces. And so it literally is closing out a 14-year cycle of illusion. It's closing out a cycle of just not really having blurred lines, illusion, right? Being stuck in a place where you didn't really know where to go. And rising above in a new way. Let's see. So we have the Empress. What else is coming up? The number 3 can be significant. Okay. We have the Page of Wands. So like I said, some of you could be having a child or expecting, or this could be a new lease on life, right? It's like that Empress energy talks about being in your divinity, drawing things to you. And the Page of Wands can talk about your creativity bursting out of you and really embracing that newfound inspiration after a very lonely, sad, defeating experience. This could also be, well, this is Saturn in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is having a new moon in Sagittarius soon here. This could talk about when the new moon comes around, which is on the 19th, 20th. Something significant can come through. Maybe you get some good news from a source, whether it's friends, business, family. Something comes to you, or you could be inspired by something around that time. Something that gives you a sense of optimism, and it's tied to your root chakra. So I think it has something to do with your like healing something at your root. Oh, she's okay. Well, we have the 3 of Swords, another Saturn card. So this is Saturn in Sagittarius, and now we have Saturn in Libra. This could be a message from someone who feels sad. Maybe there's 2 things I can see here. Either you can be inspired to do something creative to transmute more of the pain, right? Transmuting your pain through creativity. This could also talk about perhaps someone who needs your help. So it's like you closed out a very defeating cycle. And when you come out of that isolation and you become more within your divinity, your own power, Um, it awakens you to a new aligned purpose, which could lead you towards helping others through their pains, their traumas, doing something that is of service for others in a way, but of course, not compromising. But you learned, I think, from the past experience, the past cycle, I believe you learned how to protect yourself and not become enmeshed in things. So when you do that, it's a lot easier for you to help others that are going through those difficulties. It could be a message from someone, maybe that needs your help. What else is coming up after this isolation? I might get some oracle cards for this. I want to see what else could be coming up. If there's anything else that could be coming up here besides this. But I really do feel that you're going to be really helping others a lot through your experiences. Those that are having a harder time healing from very traumatic things, you can offer them some comfort in a way, because the Empress is, she's very comforting, she's nurturing, she's the mother, she's the queen of all the queens, and she has a love for others, like a deep love that's very pure, very grounded. It's kind of like the we have the Death card. A transformation is complete. This could be a discussion with somebody about a very difficult situation. Maybe this is a message coming in, because pages talk about just messages in general. This could be a message that comes in from someone that you had an ending with, and you guys talk things out and close it out, right? And transform it. But it is a deep cleansing. It's a liberation from past pain, so that something new can emerge. Okay. Oh. Wow. We have the Four of Wands after that, which talks about stability, celebration, a reunion, prosperity, peace, surprises. Right after that, anything else? The Magician comes out. Then after, because it's like something is going to be revealed. I feel there's going to be a sense of more closure in a situation where the heart opens up more, and it brings about more stability in life. And then you can, the Magician is the ultimate manifester. then you can really start to manifest your desires and your next chapter. I just got a peek at the Page of Pentacles, so that could also talk about manifesting a new job, or there's a new opportunity here. Okay, so this did come out reversed, but it's the Six of Swords reversed. And I think that this could be speaking to maybe this previous cycle. A discussion could come about where you and another person get to decide where you want to go. Maybe this is a cycle that has already ended, right? But it's there's a choice still on whether to maybe try again, or to just completely drop and just start something brand new. And that would be from this conversation for some of you. The Six of Swords reverse can talk about maybe finding an innovative way to work together with somebody, but in a different way. Or there could be there could be a discussion on whether or not to part ways completely or not. And the Six of Swords reverse could be about offering a chance to work on things more. But if you choose to, if it's the Six of Swords upright, that's fully just leaving things behind, right? But it can also mean, because with the Six of Swords upright, it talks about movement. It's something is moving. I think that with the Magician and the Four of Wands, the Magician, Six of Swords reverse can talk about also just adding to your stability, because the Magician is making sure that stability stays, right, and doesn't go anywhere. That's another way to look at that. And it could also be a heads up to not allow like sadness, because, you know, you could still have things that creep in. Oh, the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups just came out. So this is talking about a new beginning in emotions, a new brand new start in emotions and happiness, new beginnings. This could be about fertility. There's another fertility card here. So perhaps you're having a discussion on, well, I mean, fertility can also speak to just an offer to start over. So there could still be a choice here for somebody to start something over, something fresh, but it would be up to you on what you want to do. I'm going to get some, I think those are good for now from the tarot. I'm going to get some oracles. Well, probably just one, because I think, yeah, I'll just get one. All right, so what oracle card from the Wild and Sacred Feminine deck? What is the message? Something important to consider weaving Ishel, Ishel, weaving. Whoa, and it opened up right to it. Okay. So weaving, the shadow side of this is distrust. It was my life, like all lives, mysterious and irrevocable and sacred, so very close, so very present, so very belonging to me. How wild it was to let it be. Cheryl Strayed. I think it's pronounced Ishel, Ishel, the ancient Mayan moon goddess, renowned as cosmic midwife and rainbow weaver, offers you her protection and guidance. These two métiers, the French word for loom as well as craft, are inextricably linked. For the ancient Maya, weaving was a metaphor for both childbirth and the creative processes at play in the universe. If you've pulled Aishel, often depicted in front of a loom, know that she has come to help you connect to a higher order and bring your vision to fruition. Mayan texts describe the movement of Aishel's drop spindle as the force of perpetual motion at the center of the universe. Taking up Aishel's mantle, how does, it's still bothering me, I don't know how to pronounce it correct. I'm gonna have to look it up after this. How does the creative power of the divine want to come through you? To be birthed, midwifed, or woven into the warp and weft of space and time. The metaphor of weaving, with its vertical and horizontal thread crossings, gives the fabric of life tensile strength and lush texture. Turn by turn, Aishel shows you how to order the micro and the macro, the stitch and the pattern, until some exquisite design becomes apparent. Aishel says time is the thread and destiny the cloth. Like weaving, midwifing your dreams entails diving in to your center and drawing innate knowledge out. The essential element is to be fully present, attentive to nuance, as well as the grip and gift of labor pains. The Empress energy, labor pains. And those pains are not easy. If you've come to a standstill, examine how you may be blocking some desire or natural unfolding. Are you distrusting the weft of right timing or pulling the warp's threads of ambition too tightly? Watch the edges. They tell you where you are. If you are not moving forward or have hit a snag, be gracious in the stillness. This too is part of the greater design. Like following a thread through one of Aishel's colorful textiles, let devotion to your vision guide you over, under, and through the rich tapestry of your soul's journey. So this goes quite deep in regards to this situation. Some of you could still be in isolation, right? Still waiting for that awakening to get out of the isolation more. Or perhaps this is an ongoing, because there's no such thing as hitting the final level. There's always that ebb and flow. So some days you feel like you're a lot lighter and things are working in your favor. Then you'll have a snag in the road where something kind of sets you back. And it's just that constant back and forth. So it talks about weaving. And this is about learning to trust in the timing of things, that you are on the right path and things are exactly where they're supposed to be. Have trust in it, because the shadow is distrust of things happening at the exact moment, right? There's something divine that we don't know is happening in the larger picture of everything. And so using your discernment on that gathering the knowledge from what you've learned in the past and discerning the best moves forward. When you become the Empress also has times where she's going through her labor pains. Okay. She's the mother, right? She's pregnant with possibilities, but she still goes through those labor pains. That doesn't mean that she's not any less of an empress, though. She's still an empress, but she trusts that things are all happening for a reason. And every person we come across in our lives adds to our tapestry, good and bad. Okay. The people that played the villain or the hero, and I think I mentioned before, we all get to play both parts in life. Those, every single one of them, are very important to our growth. And they are and it's like those experiences and how we choose to handle them and learn from it is what adds to the tapestry of our life, of our character. And it can create something beautiful. Even the darkest of things can create something absolutely stunning. And because of its polarity, the more polarizing it is, the more intense it is. But those intensities are the ones that really just catch your eye, right? The contrast. But again, that contrast isn't just made from things flowing so well all the time. It's made from ups and downs in life. It's made from a lot of testing experiences. So, how do you want to weave your life? How do you want to weave your life? You get to choose. That's what I see for the collective right now. But number 3 and oops, 3s and 1s, because this is 13. And then we have the Empress, and then we have the 1. So 13, 13 could be 4, 4. We do have the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Wands. We have the Empress card, which is a very Venusian card. And the Scorpio card, Pluto and Mercury, the Magician. And I would say that these two are very polarizing. Want to know another thing I just realized is Taurus and Scorpio are opposing on the zodiac wheel. They are polar opposites of each other. So whatever this was, it was a very polarizing experience, one that definitely is not one to forget so easily, right? Nonetheless, it is something that is weaving a part of you into something magnificent from the experience, if you so choose. And whether or not you choose to work things out, whether or not you choose to just start all over or we all make our choices with discernment because all of our situations are different. So it's really up to you. That's what I have though, guys. I hope you liked it. And until the next time, peace out.